We are live again.
A little late, but we're live.
Yes, because we realized that there was a lot of chatter about the tax returns and late filings and amended filings, and that some people have been approved. And we were saying we've not seen anybody that's approved, but we figured, okay, let's.
With amended tax returns? With
amended tax returns.
Because we've seen a lot of people who are approved.
No, with amended or late tax returns. So we decided, I didn't decide because it's Saturday. I was like, there's a different kind of Saturday Night Live this is not it. This is not it.
It was in my head.
I did not shower, so I put extra makeup on. So you're welcome.
It was in my head around 10 o'clock this morning. Got an email from one of our clients who had filed an amended tax return for legitimate reasons because his accountant is a moron. In fact, I'm the one who had to school my client on the idea that your accountant's not a CPA because you keep calling him a CPA. And I looked up his website. First of all, he doesn't come up in a Google search. Red flag number one. Number two, you do a little digging around and you discover the guy's not a CPA, certified public accountant who has a license. This guy was just some local tax preparer and he was a complete idiot and he screwed up our clients' tax returns.
We've seen that a few times.
So that inspired us coming back on because I realized there was still some unanswered concepts and questions we wanted to talk about. But again, our primary piece of advice for you all, don't take no for an answer. As long as you can keep going, keep going.
All right, but let's get, because this is going to be the shortest show ever.
Sure. Oh, the show's over already.
The show's over. I'm gonna have him stick to 15 minutes. No one's going to be kicking each other under the table. We're going to be super efficient and talk fast, and then get on so you can go and have a nice night.
Now, just one very important financial piece of advice we have for you. If you are of the mindset of the world of milieu of people who like champagne.
Oh, you mean like this? Mm-hmm.
We highly recommend.
You did not use the same mic. That's the bad mic. Did you? Please.
No. Remember, it wasn't the microphone. It was the other applications that were open. And that fellow Einar helped us out last night. Okay. So here's the financial advice. If you like champagne, if you like champagne, Big O, good news. We want to hear about that. So hang on. We want to hear about that. About champagne. So cava is manufactured in Spain. It's a Spanish sparkling wine, and basically it's champagne. But you can buy cava for $10.99 a bottle as opposed to $45.99 a bottle. Just saying. There you go. Financial advice. And that's probably the reason why we came on late, because we were just really relaxing. We have been going for 25 plus months. Almost nonstop.
Yeah.
Living, breathing, eating, and sleeping.
I have so much makeup on, it looks like I'm wearing a filter.
I don't know. You look fantastic in my head. And then maybe you have to cut the show early for other reasons. And we're exhausted.
Oh, that's not late. No, I don't think that's late.
I'm sorry. You listen to me, or
this is how we go late. Seriously,
I did the whole thing where I just told everybody how good you look, and something else might have to
get on with it.
Show early.
Get on with it.
Anyway, we're exhausted. Dental little smiles here. We're exhausted, and we kind of not for nothing. We took today and we kind of relaxed all day.
Okay.
So I got kicked under the table. So Big O says that got approved with a late tax return. So Big O, I have two questions for you. What date did you file your 2019 tax return?
For the first time.
You can only file a tax return once.
But no, people are.
He didn't say. He did not say amended return. They said a late return. Okay.
Do you know?
So Big O, what date did you file your 2019 tax return? If you'd be so kind as to answer that question. The second question: how did you file? E-file?
Yeah.
Snail mail, or go to the IRS office in person.
You got a full headshot, and I only got a half. Okay, there we go.
We drinking cava. We kind of put this together really quick, literally in the last 18 minutes.
All right. Let's see. I am New Hampshire.
Dino, just on the close, waiting for funding.
Awesome. Congratulations.
So Dino, you want to notify your bank to expect the funding and anticipate funding anywhere from 3 to 15 calendar days from the date that you signed your loan agreement.
All right. Can we get back to the tax returns and we can handle some other
Well, hold on.
things.
So we actually have a script. And look, the script's open right down here on my phone.
Tell me it's with tax returns.
No, tax returns is not the first item on the script. Hold on. Here's the script. First of all, what to do now with the EIDL? Because on Monday, May 16th, the SBA portal goes dark and disappears, potentially forever. So
this is a strategy where it's like, oh, hang out with us. So we're going to tell you the really important stuff later. Okay.
I'm starting to regret having had so much kava this
See,
afternoon.
now Jason is saying the mic isn't working.
Okay. Let's see. How's that, folks? Is that better? So you got the giant microphone here.
The giant mic.
And I definitely, I've got signal here. I definitely have signal. So hopefully this has resolved the problem.
I hope you can hear us now. I mean, this is why people drop off. Okay, that's all right. You know what? If you catch us on the replay, sorry. If you're live, sorry. All right, nobody is commenting to say if it's better, but
Well, we'll hang tight because maybe they don't.
still crackling.
No, that can't be. I just put a brand new, it's a whole totally different microphone.
Yeah. So, okay, so at least Islander is approved. Wait, no, that's bad.
Wait, you should have already signed the closing documents, Islander. That's why you didn't get funding. You should. Okay. Islander, get off the show. Go log into your portal right now and sign the closing documents, if they're even still there.
If you're really approved, people think they're approved and they're not. They're just the eligibility amount was confirmed. Yeah, Trevor was. So you did some magic with the.
Well, the only thing I did last night to sales was somebody came on and said to close the other apps. I had a bunch of Chrome windows open for articles I was reading, so I closed those last night, and it worked. Now we have a totally different microphone and a different interface. And
Okay, good. It's better now. Awesome.
All right, let's see.
All right, let's get to the tax returns.
Well, before we get to tax returns, because that's like number 2 on the script.
Vicky Scotts knows approved or confirmed. Okay.
Okay, so number 1, what do you do now with the EIDL? First of all, the portal goes dark on Monday, May 16th. So log in. You have the screenshot that I gave you this morning?
Yes.
Log in to your portal.
Wait, which one is it?
The other one.
The other one?
Yeah. Okay, log into your portal. We need to get this banner out of the way here. Okay, stop dancing. Sorry. I'm really regretting the idea of having kava before the show now.
I told you. This is not a surprise.
It's my girl. It's my girl. Okay, so you see right here, review and sign documents.
You go like this. Wait, where's my finger? There we go, right there.
Give me your kava glass right now. You're cut off for the rest of the night. Okay, so click on view there where it says review and sign documents, and then next JPEG, please.
Next JPEG is...
Now you see here, loan agreement. Where's my finger? Loan agreement right here. There you go. Loan agreement, note, guarantee, related documents. Click on download. You must keep this in your records for the next 30 years. It's a 30-year loan, folks. Remember that. There are record-keeping requirements. So read your loan agreement. Okay. And if you like, purchase our post-closing blueprint, which is a short guidebook that we created to guide you through. Oh, look at you. That will help you understand what your obligations, responsibilities are, and allowable uses of funds based upon our reading of the loan agreement.
We break it down. There's a lot in there. There is a lot in there that is not just SBA speak. It's like breaking it down into business owner layman terms so that you can No, not to be surprised, because I talked to somebody today and they were like, oh, I moved. I said, did you move after you got the loan? Because did you tell SBA? Because you're supposed to tell them. And if you didn't tell them and now you're applying for an increase and your address is different, that's going to be a problem. That's going to be a problem, folks, because they don't know you moved and they're unverifiable. You kicked me? Okay, fine.
Okay. Next on the list of what to do now with your EIDL is, I see some people asking the question, what should I do as declined? Resubmit. Mm-hmm. Because as of yesterday, I discovered that the PDC recons and COVID EIDL increase requests SBA.gov websites, email addresses are still active. I submitted a reconsideration for a client yesterday and it worked.
Yeah.
So if you've been declined, resubmit. If you get declined again, resubmit. If you get declined after that, resubmit. Do not take no for an answer.
Now, I mean, we had somebody that commented last night.
I'm really nervous about what you're about to say.
We had someone that commented
Maybe
last
you should
night.
just drink the kava and I'll do the talking.
We had someone that commented last night. They were like, they're out of money. I don't even know why you guys are even talking about this. Okay. We had 4 people approved this past week. So
yeah, 4 people
so
over $1 million.
This is on the script.
So here, what to do with your EIDL next? This. Contact your U.S. Senator and your congressional representative. Tell them how dysfunctional the SBA is and what a national disgrace the SBA is and how the agency has let you down.
So here, Tanisha says, Tanisha says, how do you resubmit if you got to, you resubmit?
Put up the email addresses again, Linda Ray. Tanisha, we recommend you purchase our roadmap to reconsideration.
I'm against
which is
products.
Which is a booklet which will teach you how I put together our client files, and we obtained over $70 million in approvals.
This is the thing. There are forms.
I'm going to drink kava now.
There are forms you're supposed to submit. If you don't have those forms, then at least get an email into these 2 email addresses that says you request a reconsideration. Now let me go to the email that we got from a client. This information is redacted. Wait a minute, where is it? Okay. And he did this after the advice, I think he was amended and late and amended, maybe, I don't remember. But he contacted his senators to get congressional inquiry, high priority team for SBA. And this is the email that he got back, which basically says, you've been declined this many times because you filed late. And it looks like you filed trying to get an EIDL loan or a higher EIDL, whatever it says here. You can pause this and read it or replay and read it. So this is exactly why we've been so adamant about feeling very strongly about the late filings and the amended filings of the 2019 tax return. I'm so happy Big O got approved, and Dante is saying that other people have got approved, and Islander just paid us for a cup of coffee. So thank you. I appreciate that. And also bank account.
Sign documents anyway, because then you'll get a contact letter from SBA telling you, hey, we tried depositing the money and it's not working. And they'll give you an email address and they'll give you a fax number.
The thing is, now this is what we've seen with bank accounts. We have seen where we've changed the bank accounts while talking to a loan officer.
Before it was approved.
Before it was approved, talking to a loan officer, and the loan officer was advising they went into the portal, physically changed it,
there's
and
a couple
confirmed.
Okay.
You could, okay.
Technical stuff. That's me.
It's very technical.
I'm the loan officer. Okay, you're not. So in Islander's case, approved, did not sign the closing documents.
You have to.
SBA will then get in touch with you. But in the meantime, you can be proactive, and we are creating a content product. Did we do the deposit and banking information product that I created the other day?
I have not finished that, but I do have a link to a video.
Stay tuned, Islander, because we created the other day. It's not published yet. A product, a guidebook you can purchase, which will give you all the details, a template, Word doc letter on how to write the letter and submit it, where to submit it, etc. But sign those closing documents. Get off of our show now, and thank you for the $5. Go sign your closing documents.
Yeah. There's nothing you can do now anyway. You have to sign it, and then you're going to have to fix it with the bank account if you don't get it.
So Amanda's asking, can I ask for another reconsideration? Absolutely. Don't take no for an answer. Keep going.
Wait, hold on. I got to go back to that banner. Hold on. Where is it?
I don't know where it is. Don't take no for an answer, Amanda. Tanisha, don't take no for an answer. File a reconsideration. Do not. Okay. And Dino, coming back to you. Congratulations on your approval. 3 to 15 days. Okay. And Big O, thanks again for that input. Very good. I'm just scrolling through some of the comments because we were supposed to come on a little earlier, and Vicky Stotts was helping to manage our traffic by telling folks, looks like they won't be on until later. Thanks, Vicky.
I did put a link to switching bank accounts into I put a link in the comments to the video for switching bank accounts. And in the description, there are links to other posts that give you like a step-by-step. The product that we're coming out with is actually going to be updated because we actually dealt with a higher level advanced process of the switching of the bank account.
So let me go back to script. Can I go back to script for a little bit? Okay. Okay, don't change the banner because D. Davis said something really important here. Mm-hmm. Our CPA was out for a month. We've heard stories where the CPA died.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, possibly COVID, I don't know, AIDS, whatever, or just completely incompetent CPAs or overwhelmed CPAs or IRS being backed up, or any number of reasons why people legitimately couldn't file on time and file late. So what if you filed your tax return after April 2021, or after you submitted your EIDL application if you did that in 2021 for the first time? What we are seeing, and we know that we've got some folks here tonight contradicting us, and that's okay. We're okay with that. Because, we've worked on hundreds of files, but we don't have all the data.
It's information.
We don't have all the data because SBA doesn't disclose it. So what we're seeing is SBA, more often than not, in our opinion, is declining loans for late filings and for amended filings of tax returns. A year ago, here on our YouTube channel, we said this. If you're filing your tax returns late, or if you're filing an amended tax return, it's going to raise a red flag. And I say this to you as an experienced loan officer because it looks like something that's potentially fraudulent. It looks like, I applied for the loan and now I'm amending my tax return so I can be eligible for more money. Not saying that there's not criminals out there. There's criminals out there.
Now, let me just say, after 25 months of managing comments and inquiries for 25 months, what I believe to be true is that a lot of business owners found out their CPA kind of sucks or is incompetent. Like,
you said this, you wanted this to be a short show, right?
I did.
Okay.
But see, SBA is thinking you committed fraud. But
we have a script. We have a script that will help us to be a short show. But meanwhile, Tanisha wants to know where's the link to buy the booklet. Ow! She's really kicking me under the table. Drink some kava.
The booklet.
So listen, we said a year ago that filing an amended return could be a red flag. We warned folks, and we heard the whole debacle about the 4506T is going to go away. And it didn't, because it's never going to go away because it's a legitimate tool. All right. What happened to the Tanisha post I just put up?
I have the Tanisha post. Don't you worry.
Okay, great. So here we are a year later, and SBA is saying the following to applicants in writing. This is what inspired tonight's show because one of our clients got an email after getting a congressional representative involved, and the congressional representative forwarded the email from SBA. And this is what SBA said about our client who had to file an amended return because of an idiot tax preparer. Quote, this applicant, as it appears, the returns were filed for purposes of the EIDL program. Meaning, this person filed an amended tax return to defraud the United States government and get more money. SBA thinks you all committed fraud. SBA's bubble that they live in, and we're going to talk about the bubble in a moment, ignores the delays in IRS processing and the realities of small business owners like all you folks who are trying and struggling to file a tax return while trying to keep your business alive during the COVID-19 pandemic. Everyone is being treated by the SBA as if they are criminals.
Yeah.
It's not to say there are not criminals who defrauded the government. We know that.
I don't understand why you get to.
I'm reading the script. That we know there were criminals who defrauded the system, but SBA wouldn't really know true fraud if it fell out of the sky like an asteroid on their heads. And all of you who filed late or filed on time, but the IRS didn't process it, or filed an amended return
That's
for
what I was trying
legitimate reasons, you're all paying the price because of a couple. Imagine you're driving down the highway and the highway cop pulls over everybody and gives everybody a ticket because one person was speeding. How absurd is that? But that's what the SBA is doing. Okay.
Go ahead. Trevor, will they consider the specific reason for? Yes.
Depending on who you get, April. And also, it really comes down to the person.
Is your CPA going to write this? Because that's added documentation and substantiating of your reason. If the CPA is attesting, they're actually putting their license on the line, because that's part of the reason. That's what grants CPAs to have a certain luxury of and privilege of opinions.
Even if it's from a tax preparer, the thing is, a letter coming from you, April, by yourself is going to sound like what we call in the financing industry self-serving. What you really want is something that's a legitimate backup. And if you are the only one who writes the letter because you prepare your own tax returns, so be it. But provide evidence. And again, it's really going to come down to the person at the SBA who gets your file. If you get a knucklehead, you're done. And you're just going to have to file a reconsideration. If you get the right person, and it happened to us recently, we had a client. I read the email. The loan officer said, okay, I got it. You filed an amended return. Get me this, this, and this from your CPA. And the loan was approved.
All right. Kevin's asking about, they said economic injury is not substantiated.
Kelvin.
Oh, sorry, Kelvin.
This is a standard declination reason. Resubmit, Kelvin. Don't take no for an answer.
Math is math. It's your gross revenue minus COGS equals gross profit times 2. And if you got a loan already, they will subtract the total eligibility amount from the loan that you've already gotten.
Kelvin, what we know, it just happened yesterday. We had a client, we talked about it on last night's live show. A client was declined at 7:03 a.m. yesterday morning. It's a law firm. By my calculation, they're eligible for $1.7 million. They have sufficient cash flow to support the approval. So far, they've received $500,000. And don't change NOLA because I want to answer NOLA. And they got declined for the exact same reason as you, Kelvin. Economic injury not substantiated, except it's clear that whoever's the moron, the complete idiot at SBA who did the math, they can't even pass 5th grade arithmetic. Kelvin, don't take no for an answer. Resubmit. NOLA. If late is due to COVID-19 illnesses and that is backed up by medical records, why should a business? NOLA, we are on your side. The thing is, how do you argue with a government bureaucracy? Mm-hmm. And in our experience, the only way to argue is 2 ways. Keep resubmitting. Don't take no for an answer until you know it's time, and then get your U.S. Senator involved.
And also, this is where we talked about this last night. I don't know what timestamp it was, but this is where affidavits and letters, so they can document, because a lot of people call and explain on the phone something, but they don't hear it, they don't listen, and they still decline, or they send it in an email and they don't read it, they still decline. So what we say is to document the file, write a letter with a standard letter. Remember, like in what grade did we learn how to write letters?
Hey, Alan.
And you say, I filed my return on this date because I had COVID from this date to this date.
And provide.
And if you have documents of like
supporting documentation,
you went to the doctor, you went to the hospital, God forbid, or anything that you have that shows, because they can only go on documentation. That's the other thing. We were also pitching last night to watch our Finance Friday videos from 2.5 years ago, where we were teaching business owners how to apply for a business loan pre-COVID. And it's all about the documentation. So emails, phone calls, it doesn't matter. It has to be a formal document.
And it's an application, folks. So you've got to think of a formal process. Make your documentation formal. Don't send a letter begging or storytelling.
Yeah.
Love Preet, I want to answer your question. Amount confirmed simply means.
I already answered it.
No, you didn't. I read your answer. You didn't answer it. Amount confirmed means you went onto the portal and they offered you a loan amount. Based on new information from tax transcripts, the loan amount offer is $219,600, and you click on it and it says amount confirmed. But that does not mean an approval. It's an eligible amount. That means they then are going to hopefully look at your tax returns, hopefully do the math correctly, and hopefully approve you for the correct amount.
But what I was trying to say in my comment was the amount confirmed is that they've actually reviewed your file to determine amount. It doesn't mean you agree with it, and it doesn't mean it's going to be right. We've seen a lot of business owners shorted in the end that an amount was in the portal that says processing, and then it says approved, and it's a different amount.
We get that all the time. Well,
all the
because
time.
Hopefully they review the documents later. Now, Jesus, number one, stop calling the SBA.
Oh my God, please.
If you watch our videos, Jesus, this is one of our common piece of advice. Stop calling the SBA.
I'm putting the link in the chat.
Stop calling the SBA. It is a waste of time. Next, Jesus, call your U.S. Senator, not your congressional representative. Call your U.S. Senator. What you just wrote here, Jesus, is what you have to tell your senator. Because this agency is a national disgrace.
It is.
They cannot complete a 4506T correctly. We have taught all of you here on our YouTube channel multiple times how to fill out the form correctly. And if they can't obtain it, so Jesus, go to the IRS.gov website, download your transcript, verify that the IRS has processed your tax return, then call your U.S. Senator. Do it now. Get off our show, but hit the subscribe button before you go. Okay.
hit the thumbs up before you go. All right, where are we in our script to?
Okay, so Joseph,
we're
hold on.
already at 30 minutes.
We're gonna come up with item number 3 in our script. But Joseph, this is a great question. Don't worry about it, Joseph. You're worrying about things you can't control, and this is a big part of our advice to folks. Stop worrying about things. That's why we tell people to stay the hell off of Reddit and some of the other YouTube channels, because those folks talk about stuff to freak you out for clickbait, so you can lose your minds about stuff you can't control. Control what you can control, Joseph, which is this: resubmit, resubmit, resubmit. When and if they approve your loan, I promise you, they will get the loan closing documents into your hand. You know how they'll do it, Joseph? Regular United States Postal Service mail, which happened to one of our clients, or email, which happened to another client. They'll get it to you.
There was an interesting comment, not during the live chat in yesterday's video, but in the replay. And they said, yes, there's still money. And the whole deadline is to basically have people stop submitting new applications, or I don't even know what they meant, if they meant reconsideration.
So Love Preet, stop calling customer service.
Oh, stop calling.
Because
please.
if you call 17 people at customer service for a status, you will get 18 different answers.
I put a link.
If you call 25 people at customer service for what time of day it is, you'll get 28 different answers with 28 different times a day. Stop calling. DeSales, don't call your congressperson. Call your senator.
U.S. Senator. I don't know how many times we've said that. U.S. Senator.
Jesus, you're welcome. By the way, the whole time Linda's kicking me under the table here. Okay, so let's go to item number 3 on our script, Linda Ray.
All right, but wait, Kelvin, I didn't get any.
Yeah, I saw that. We'll go past that.
Okay.
All right, Joseph, you're welcome. So SBA COVID bubble. SBA is treating millions of small business owners, what we call SBOs, as if you all know how to apply for a loan, and as if you ever wanted to apply for a loan. There are no instructions. There are no published guidelines. And the SBA is assuming that the average SBO, that's you, understands the loan application process. But most of you have never applied for credit or financing for your business ever in your lives. But the SBA treats you like you know exactly, like you're a trained professional loan officer like me.
Yeah.
You know, even the IRS provides written instructions on how to prepare a tax return so you can do it yourself.
Oh my God, this is so funny watching you read a script.
I'm reading a script.
I'm trying to keep up with the
SBA,
banners.
no such thing. Millions of SBOs never applied for a loan prior to COVID. SBA's loan application process is obscure, ambiguous, lacking in specificity or transparency. The SBA thinks that all of you, small business owners, that you run your businesses like the way you would run it in a chapter of an imaginary business in a business school textbook. And that's not true. You're in the real world, not in the fantasy world of a textbook.
Mm-hmm.
SBA's COVID bubble, IRS. Oh, IRS's problems? Well, we don't know about that. 4506T, the SBA's 4506T team is populated by some of the stupidest people on the planet.
They don't even know how to fill out the form.
When you get an email from the 4506T team telling you that the spouse has to sign the 4506T.
When it's right there in the instructions that an authorized representative of the company can sign, not.
Or you call customer service. That's what we tell you. Stop calling customer. They tell you, make sure it has an ink signature. It does not need an ink signature. If you have a secure electronic signature, it is acceptable to the IRS. This is what's going on at the SBA in their bubble, okay?
All right.
And don't even get me started about the SBA recognized that the IRS is delayed on over 30 million tax returns. They treat it like they're living in some perfect world out of a fantasy novel.
Okay. Can we move on?
Last but not least, in SBA's COVID bubble, they treat SBOs as if you all have nothing better to do all day in the middle of the COVID-19 pandemic except chase the money at the SBA. What? You small business owners, you're trying to save your business. You don't have time to stay on hold at customer service and get the wrong information for 4 hours a day.
Yeah.
Okay, it's all yours, girlfriend.
All right.
Because I read my script.
Over.
I'm good. Show's over.
All right. So
Love Preet, you're welcome.
What we'll do is, I really thought we were going to come on here 15, 20 minutes. I don't ever think we've ever been live for 15 to 20 minutes, but we can open it up for questions.
Yeah.
And
I'm going to drink kava.
If you're watching on the replay, thanks for enduring the rants and scripts and reading off of said scripts and rants. But
Jesus de nada, señor.
So we have no questions. Great. So then we are going to go back to our weekend and let y'all go.
Truth Seeker, bless you.
Oh, thank you.
You're a rocker.
Thank you so much.
Truth Seeker's been here before, right?
Of course. Well, I've actually communicated with Truth Seeker. Oh my gosh, I love this so much. This is gonna be my new desktop. Yes.
Wait, what was
Ray Nugent. Let's go to Ray Nugent.
Hold on. What was the one you put up? I have a truck rental got closed.
I'm drinking kava.
No, Ray, if your business is closed, you are no longer eligible. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
And I'm really sorry that you lost your business due to COVID.
Yeah, so sorry.
You're not eligible. Sorry.
I mean, the thing is that the only thing
sales go get them.
The only thing left is to consult with your U.S. senator on what.
No, Ray, if the business is closed, you're not eligible. Tanisha.
You should run for.
No, I'm just gonna. But thank you, Tanisha. I love you.
Oh my!
Thank you.
He wouldn't last a minute because he knows shit and tells the truth about stuff and actually wants to help people.
I'm like the old gray male version of Katie Porter.
I love this Winston.
Ray Nugent wants to know where to buy the reconsideration booklet. Winston Aquino, que bueno. I love you, man.
Yeah.
That's exactly right, Winston. Don't give up, folks.
Yeah.
If you have learned nothing from watching our videos for the last, how long? 2 years, a year and a half, Linda? Folks, all we've ever tried to do is inspire you to do what Winston said. Don't give up. We've had so many approvals for people. So far, over $70 million in approvals, over 500 clients. And people have said to us after they got approved, they're like, my God. I mean, it's just literally a week ago. Trevor, I was ready to give up on this a year and a half ago. If you and Linda hadn't kept me in the game, I never would have achieved this.
Richard, we are done with financial services. We are done with business financing. We are moving on to other ventures that are more creative, more fun, and do not make us kick each other under the table and compete for airtime when we're trying to share with you anecdotes of people to not give up.
Keep in mind also our expert advice we've shared with you. Hold that, Panner. The advice we've shared with you is also we actually, we're not just here telling you stuff based upon what we read on the internet. We have processed hundreds of loans. We've spoken to thousands of you. Mm-hmm. And Linda's an insurance broker with 30 years experience. I'm a loan officer with over 30 years experience. And so we bring all of that. And we've tried to give you the benefit of our practical advice. So Sam, you are absolutely right. I call it LOD, Sam. Loan officer disease. They think they're loan officers. They have a title, but they are not. FWE. If you have a question, please be specific. Write it out.
Ray Nugent, you don't need to buy the roadmap. I'm
Tanisha,
sorry.
much love. Why doesn't Ray need to buy it?
Because he's out of business.
Oh, right. That's correct. Ray, please do not spend your money on our roadmap. It will not assist you. I'm so sorry. Winston, keep fighting.
Yeah.
So we got 2 approvals this week, Winston.
I think we got 4.
Well, no. Oh, that's right. We had 3 this week and 2 last week. So it shows you 5 in the last 10 days. So Winston, a couple of those files, 2 of the files in the last 10 days that were approved were people who were never approved since March of 2020. The most recent being Wednesday evening at around 7 o'clock. He got the email for $499,300. He was approved. On Tuesday of this week, we had an increased modification approved. We submitted that for the client in February of 2021. So Winston, keep going. Don't take no for an answer.
Does SBA require 2020? It depends. Depends on your situation. When did you start your business? Oh, NYC, Sam. I was actually trying to get to NYC June 20th. NYC, NFT, NYC. I was trying to get to that, but we're probably not going to that.
Okay, FWE, here's your question. It went from 314 to 0 today. I'm not really sure what this means, so if you could retype your question, FWE, be more specific.
I think I know why. I think he's saying that he had an amount in the portal and now it's 0, which we think we know that means it's been declined and he hasn't received the letter yet.
Resubmit.
Right now. Log off and resubmit.
Now, I know you spoke to Victor about 2020. Victor, in some cases, we have been successful in convincing the SBA loan officer to use the 2020 tax return to get an approval. But that's for somebody like who had just started a business at the end of 2019 and had no revenue and things of that nature. But generally speaking, the SBA relies on the 2019 tax return.
Sam, did you see last night where she was declined 15 times and then she got approved?
Yeah. So April is binge watching. Wait, can we tell April what we've been binge watching this afternoon while we were drinking kava?
The Lincoln Lawyer.
So I'm a giant, huge, tremendous Michael Connelly fan. I've been reading Michael Connelly for like 17 years. My library here, just over Linda's shoulders, packed with Michael Connelly novels. We're massive fans of Harry Bosch, and Lincoln Lawyer was just released, and we've been binge watching that. So, April, thank you for binge watching us. We know it's not as much fun as Bosch and the Lincoln Lawyer. And Winston, que bueno, señor, que tenga buena suerte. Mucho apreciado.
We need more on this. We don't know, okay, and?
So, Kings, one of the requirements for our little channel here is if you have a question, please be very specific.
This is
type it out and do it in one post, not multiple posts.
Extra effort.
We're happy to answer your question, but please be specific and type it, Kings, in one clearly defined post. Okay, Ray Nugent, I'm not receiving money. I'm still making...
Oh, that's not your business is closed.
So your business is still open.
You're just...
Ray, resubmit, man. Resubmit. Your revenue stopped in May 2020. Do you know what we call that, Ray? An economic injury due to the COVID-19 pandemic. And so the EIDL program, the Economic Injury Disaster Loan, was created in 1953 in case a tornado or a bottle of cava.
Winston asked for it, so there you go.
Seguro viudas. And 10.99 a bottle, by the way. And I'm Scottish. I'm cheap. I'm Scottish. Yeah. I'm cheap. So Ray, if your LLC, your corporation is still registered with your state, and you can show you have a letter of good standing from the state that your business is still active, you should fight, because again, the disaster loan program is created. Imagine a flood comes down Main Street and closes the dry cleaners and the restaurant and the bodega and the dry clean. They can't open for months because the flood damage, and you can't even get cars. This town won't let cars or people come in there because of flood damage, and the stores have to close. So what the SBA's EIDL program does is recompensates those closed businesses for the revenue they lost due to the flood coming down Main Street. That's exactly what the COVID-19 pandemic program is.
Oh, okay, hold on. We got some fun stuff here. First of all, we have an entire playlist on credit scores and 2 videos on how to write a credit explanation letter. So you want to watch those because we're not going to get into that.
This is Miami, señor Trevor. Mira, hablo español mejor de ella. Ok, soy de Inglaterra, pero el padre de ella es de España, de Galicia, en España. Ok.
Okay.
La abuela de ella es de España. No habla ni una palabra en inglés en toda la vida aquí en los Estados Unidos. Pero ya aprendí español en las calles de Nueva York.
Necesito un YouTube en español. Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Deseos, muchas gracias. Because I don't get to demonstrate my fluidity in español very often.
Yes, we have.
Oh, New York.
Painfully so. Okay.
We don't really. So New York, the sad news.
We never actually did a whole video on the affiliate rule
because the problem with the affiliate is, okay. So it's a couple things. Number one, you get the SBA is so dysfunctional that instead of assigning both of your files in New York to one loan officer and one supervisor, no, they have 2 separate people working on your files.
Yeah.
And if you've got a good loan officer on business A, but on business B, you got a moron, you are screwed till the end of the century, because we have that going on right now with owners with multiple business applications. Our best advice in New York is to get your U.S. Senator involved.
All right. Okay? So
I'm going to let you do questions. I'm just going to sit here and watch questions. Can I have a little more cava? Por favor.
Miles Smith.
Quiero más cava, por favor, mi corazón.
Miles Smith. Yeah. So I hate to say this to you, but for the folks who have been with us for 44 minutes, you may have to just rewind and go back to the beginning or 5 minutes in, where we talk about, for 10 minutes, we talked about the tax returns being filed in 2021. That's part of the whole reason why we even started this video, why we're here today, but we've already discussed it. So I'm sorry. That tags into Chase. So Chase, the answer to your question is SBA will folks, lenders, when they're lending you money, whether it's a mortgage in your personal name to buy a house, or a home equity loan on the house you own, or your business, where in the case of the SBA, they're relying on your personal credit and your business tax returns, the lender will always request a tax transcript. Thank you, Ray. Well, by the way, Ray, just that's just about 2 bottles of cava. Oh yeah, because that shit is happening.
$10.99 a bottle.
Yeah, baby.
The SBA and every lender everywhere will use the tax transcript, the 4506 form, because the 4506 gives you a transcript which verifies that the tax return used in the file was actually filed with the IRS. It's a quality control measure to prevent fraud. There's a whole
playlist on tax returns and transcripts and credit explanation. I mean, we've been doing
the sales.
Yeah.
Gracias, muchas gracias.
We've been doing videos for 2 years. We have a lot of videos. People who want to sift through our videos, it's free, but it's all in our roadmap.
Chase, look at our video or buy our blueprint on the 4506T, because there's a way to fill it out correctly, and there's the way that will lead you to disaster.
Yeah.
Miles, Our answer is, and we ask you to look at our video from last night and tonight later on.
I just said this. I said to rewind and go back because I already just said.
Don't take no for an answer, Miles. Resubmit. Resubmit.
So there's no new questions that I can tell. We do have a blueprint on 4506T, but I actually shut that down because, SBA said they were out of money and then they approved loans. And so evidently there's money and
we thought we were out of business. I thought I'd get to sleep till like 7 o'clock in the morning again, but
I think in New York, one of the things with the multiple businesses, we did a video on this as well. We did the multiple businesses, but we didn't go into detail about using the 3501 to explicitly delineate and outline the two other businesses and the EIN and the EIDL applications, putting that on a cover letter with the 3501, putting it on page 11 on the 3501.
Getting your senator involved.
And telling them I have multiple businesses. I mean, historically, this is the other challenge. The challenge was if you've been approved and you filed your taxes late or you amended them in 2021, we want to hear from you. And Big O was there. I don't know if you're still here, Big O. The other thing is if you have multiple businesses and you've been approved, we would love to hear from you too. Because 2 years, almost 500 loans, talking to thousands of business owners.
It's really astounding that the SBA, I want to answer Melanie's question. It really is astounding that the SBA, the Small Business Administration, can't wrap its brain around the idea that NY 1559 or any other one of tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of human beings in the United States can own more than one business.
Okay, capping the loans.
Okay, so Melanie, here's what you want to do.
Formula.
You got a piece of paper? Here we go.
Here we go. Math is fun.
Fifth grade arithmetic. Hashtag math is fun. Here you go. Your 2019 tax return, Melanie. Take your revenues or your gross receipts. Subtract your cost of goods sold, which leaves you with total incomes or, depending on the tax return, gross income. Take that number, total income or gross income, and multiply it times 2. That's your maximum loan. If that maximum loan, Melanie, is over $500,000, you must perform a second calculation. You then must go to the bottom line of the tax return, which is the taxable income, and that number must be sufficient to service the debt. And we have a blueprint. What's it called? The blueprint cash flow analysis?
The cash flow is for above 500,000.
Yeah. So Melanie, if you do that math that I just gave you, if your loan eligibility is for more than 500,000, and if your credit score is better on Experian, if your Experian credit score is better than 625, then you should buy our product, the blueprint cash flow analysis. It's not these two. Linda doesn't have a screenshot, but she'll put the link up, and that will give you a worksheet and also give you my insights as a loan officer on how to deal with an SBA loan officer, Melanie. Generally speaking, what we did in the final weeks, we just told our clients who were eligible for more than 500, request 500, take it, and then if the program's still viable, go back and ask for more. Because the problem, Melanie, is if your loan amount is more than 500, there's an extra level of administrative scrutiny, plus the cash flow analysis, and it just creates all kinds of problems. So I hope that answered your question. Folks, if we've answered your questions, if you found tonight's information useful, do a couple of things. Click on our Google reviews page and write a review.
Yeah, it's in
subscribe to this channel or our other channel, which is Simple Sense for Small Business.
Yeah, because that's going to be our next venture on, helping business owners.
Or, thumbs up, subscribe, or, you can make cash contribution like Ray Nugent did.
Or go to our Finance Friday playlist to watch that for how to apply for a business loan. It's pre-COVID and the videos are really cheesy because they're from like 2.5 years ago, but at least it'll juice our algorithm a little bit, because if people had watched our channel before COVID, y'all would have your money. I am sure of it.
So
okay.
Dante, very good advice here. So Dante is bringing some really good advice about because Sam Shrestha notices or notifies us that has been trying to contact their senators since October 2021. We have seen that happen all across the United States. In fact, I actually know the names of some of the morons who work for the senators who are obstructionists, who get in the way of getting you a loan officer on the phone. I won't mention anyone's name, Ashley in Senator Corner's office. Wait, did I say that out loud? Sorry.
But you did.
It's too bad you're not California, because Senator Padula, that guy, his office are rock stars. But Dante is correct. What Dante is telling you all here, try contact district director and your congressman. We prefer U.S. Senator, and I'll explain why in just a moment. But what is important is not what Dante is saying here, but Dante's concept, which is our concept. Don't take no for an answer. What is the value of this loan to save your business? Do everything. Look, you've heard those stories about a car accident and how a bunch of human beings run out into the middle of the intersection and with human strength lift a car up off of a body who's pinned under the car, because they won't let that person die. It's the same here. Do what you have to do. That's why Dante's advice is so important. Mm-hmm. Don't take no for an answer. Now, we recommend a U.S. Senator simply because, in our experience, the Senator's offices tend to get results. The congressional representative offices, not as much. Simply, we think because senators are usually around for a lot longer period of time. They've got more money, more resources, deeper pockets, deeper connections in Washington, D.C.
I don't know. I don't understand Miles's comment. Big O had his. I mean, it's all in the loan officer, and
Miles, you can't
replicate.
You can't replicate by contacting the loan officer. That doesn't work. I've spoken to hundreds of loan officers.
They don't do. It's not that way.
It's the SBA does not allow you to contact this loan officer here because your file's with that loan officer over there. It doesn't work like that. It's random. It's who gets the file.
All right, let's.
What does Crystal say? Hang on.
It's
the client advance.
It's
all right.
advance.
So Crystal, I'm sorry, but we don't talk about target advance at all on our channel. We talk about loans. Just the loan. We won't. Oh, looks like you've already.
Yeah, I tried to tell you that, but okay.
Okay, but I wasn't listening to you?
No.
Oh, my God.
All right.
Okay, folks, so we're going to wrap it up. I got kicked under the table.
Thank you so much for indulging. Again, the reason we came on here tonight was to share that a client who was declined multiple times and got his U.S. Senator involved was shut down recently because of the whole thing with the late filing of the tax return and or the amended filing of the late filing of the tax return. And thus why we've had people say, well, you know, Dante said it, Big O said it, that people have gotten approved with late filings. Great. And that's the thing about, it's all about the loan officer.
It really is.
And your presentation.
The 4 P's, folks: patience, persistence, process, and people. Bad Bunny. If I apply, was denied, but tries to get home. I don't know what that means, Bad Bunny, and we're running out of time on the show tonight. So I would recommend Bad Bunny.
Financial statement.
Go through our playlist of videos because your question, I'm sure, has been answered by us multiple.
I think Dante means
subjective,
not.
It's not Dante. That's bad.
No,
Bad Bunny.
He saes it's all discretionary. I think it's all. He means subjective. I think it's subjective.
It's subjective. It's definitely subjective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, thank you so much.
En español.
Oh, en español.
Ustedes no son los mejores.
Oh,
thank you. We love you all, and we're wishing all the best for you. Don't take no for an answer.
Take care. Be healthy. Be well. Be strong. Be patient.